Hi, welcome everybody to the March meeting of the Industrial Building Authority. I'm Robert Kraus, the new chairman, and we're going to try to move things pretty quick here. First of all, I would like to ask the chairman if he'd leave us in an invocation.
Let's pray together. Heavenly Father, just bow humbly before you. Just thank you for a new day. Thank you for the ability to come together and to consider the path of Paulding County and the way we could promote it in a positive way and help our citizens and just provide a better quality of life for everyone. We just thank you for the blessings of life and that we can work together to find solutions. Thank you for the citizens' input. Thank you for our first responders and those that protect us every day. And we pray for our country and our leaders. In Christ's name, amen.
Reports and updates. We'll start with Ms. Hamby from the chamber.
Well, we have an events and communications director that has been hired. He will begin April 3rd. John Gray, very excited to have him join our chamber teams. That'll put us at 3 full-time staff, an executive sales director plus myself. So we're excited about his addition to our chamber family. We do have our economic development partnership with the Paulding Chamber for our Industry Appreciation Awards. That'll be April 13th. It's a little change to our Georgia Power Luncheon schedule due to spring break. But we will be presenting an Industry of the Year as well as recognizing a Community Development Award. That's going to go to Brown and Caldwell due to their work on the reservoir. So we're going to spotlight the whole Richland Creek Reservoir project and point out the wonderful benefits that serve the community as a whole, both businesses as well as residents. Next Thursday, we have our Small Business Alliance. That is a group that we gear towards the education and promotion of small business owners. We have a speaker that will be addressing PR, the importance of PR and community outreach. And then we also have our Empowering Women's Leadership Conference that will be coming up on May 16th. And that will be presented by Regina Summers with LaBelle the Thrive Experience. So that's open to the community. We hope all women will come out and register to attend that wonderful day of leadership training.
Great. Great to see lots going on with the chamber.
Yes, sir.
Our Economic Development EDO, Robert Reynolds.
Morning.
Morning, Robert.
Just a couple of things to update you on. Talked about an international firm for the last couple of months. We're still in the hunt on that. We've gotten some fairly positive news back from them. We're still in finalists for their site. They've got some approvals from their home country to manufacture things in the United States. So still working with them. Working with an expansion locally. Had a recent meeting with them about the expansion, but they are moving forward with that, so we'll have something to bring forward there pretty soon, and just looking forward to some of the new things going on here with the IBA and trying to get some of the pieces of the puzzle put together. It's been a struggle in the past, as you guys know. Yolanda's been a big help doing things, but haven't been able to provide the information that we really need to move forward. So we've had a prospect that's looked into Dallas Industrial Park and just haven't been able to give them any answers on anything. So looking forward to hopefully you guys being able to get together and get some more information and get things really kind of back on the tracks with the IBA, so we'll lose those prospects that are looking at us and have to go somewhere else because we can't provide any answers to them. So that's where we are.
Thank you, Robert. Edison Engineering, John, I know we have some work.
Yeah, I have a second. I didn't type that. Okay. Do you just want me to read it? Or?
That'd be fine. I know it's pretty long.
Yeah, it is. Do apologize. I can't pull it up. I thought I printed it.
So I can kind of give a synopsis of it. They've tested up one of the pump stations that's in the, refresh my memory where it's located at, Dallas Industrial Park. To get that station in compliance so that the city of Dallas will take it over and begin to operate it instead of the IBA operating it. They tested it, they made some adjustments to it. I think it was making some weird noises, and they were trying to get the noise down from that on that station. They've done that, and I believe that they are in a position now that, and we've got to talk about this a little later on in the session, that they are going to ask the IBA to warranty for an additional period of time, and then the city will take that pump station over. In synopsis, that's pretty much what it was. It's a long email. We can publish it out if anybody's interested to see it, but it basically says that the pump station is operating. The issues were addressed. There is one expenditure that we're going to have to make on that. The battery charger for the generator is bad. If lightning's got it or whatever, and we're going to have to replace that part. I got this to tell you.
I need your approval of that.
We'll have to prove that, so we'll do that. So, with that,
I do the minutes.
yes, we do. Sorry, Mr. Skipped over that. We need to approve the minutes for February 15th, 2016.
Motion to approve.
Second.
A motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, minutes stand approved. You'll notice lacking on this month's report is a financial vote. We are in the process of reviewing the IBA's financial statement. Yolanda and I have that information now from the accountant. We will be going through it with a fine-tooth comb. We will publish the standing of the IBA financially in a more detailed manner than it has been done in the past. That's forthcoming, but I was out of town this past week and didn't have time to work on it. We will be attacking that in my next session. We will have that ready for release. Yes, as part of the review that I have asked we put together, we are reviewing all the property, all the holdings that the IBA has, all the bonds that the IBA has, either directly responsible by the IBA or under agreement with other agencies of the county to pay those bonds, what the balance on those bonds are, the payments on those bonds are, so that we may begin to realign ourselves in our responsibilities to pay those bonds. The county has been paying those bonds for a period of time while the IBA has not had a cash flow. Everybody understands that the IBA used to receive money from the county. Things got tight. The county had to cut their budget, and that was cut. The IBA was kind of caught short-handed because of the film studio trying to get that thing up and going. I think everybody agreed that was a 4 or 5 year process to bring that up to where it paid for itself, and we were caught short, not having a cash flow to make those bond revenue payments. We now, for the record, and I'll turn to the attorney and be sure I say this correctly, the film studio is sold. It is under a lease purchase agreement. The person who has purchased the film studio is in good standing financially with the IBA. He has made his payments every month. The startup of that payment schedule was a little bit shaky because of the previous production that was in there. We were under the impression they were going to be in there for an extended period of time, which would have gone into his ownership process. That did not happen. So he was caught with an empty studio. He turned down work for that period of time because he thought he had the studio rented. We negotiated the payments down on that lease for a period of 2 or 3 months. I think we negated the first month completely because he couldn't take possession of it due to damage and some other things. And then we negotiated the payment schedule down for that. We're going to talk about that in our session, but he is in good standing as far as I know. I know he pays on time. He's even hand-delivered his check. So the film studio, as far as the IBA is concerned, is sold until said time that something happens to that lease agreement.
So that is the funds that we will be able to pay the
That,
bond.
out of
with
those
now.
funds, that's what we're looking at to make this bond payment. That's what we have to do. Now, because when it was sold, when the bonds due, there may not be enough to make the whole bond this first year. I think subsequently, we can do that. But we have to get our financials in order. The IBA had a lot of expenses with the airport. We don't have those anymore. That's the airport's baby now. So we don't have all the expenses going out that we once had. That's where a lot of that money was going that was coming in from the film studio, was paying the power bill and the gas bill and the things at the airport. We've invested ourselves in that. So we're in a little better financial situation than we were a month or two ago. We're not great. We do not have a grant coming in from the county every year like we used to have to do economic development with. But we're going to trudge forward with what we have and get the IBA back on solid footing and use the IBA for what the IBA was meant to be. That's my assurance to this board. That's what I want this board to do. And I think everybody on this board agrees that's what we want to do. Now, with that being said, are there any further comments?
The comment that I would make is that here's a gentleman who is not employed by the IBA, not employed by the county. He's just investing his time because he's interested in our county. And we as a board are going to need to have somebody who can be the executive director. So we don't need to keep calling on Robert to spend hours and hours a week to take care of these issues.
Further discussion?
Well, yeah, I do. I mean, I know it's a dumb question, I'm here to ask it. Okay, I know the last month, the motion was made for Robert Rooms to be the executive director. Well, then, from what I understand, the EDO was not satisfied with that, and they did not want him to go out on his own and do that without him being attached to it. So I thought that we had agreed, okay, let us get our ducks in order because we are the board that if there's something wrong, we're responsible for it. We'll sit here and let it happen. But we want to find out if there's an issue and get it corrected. And then at that time, then we were going to proceed to the next step. But we were wanting to give Robert Kraus a while to try to help us find out what the issue is that everyone's talking about that we know nothing about. We really don't. But then I get the Dallas area yesterday that Stacy was telling me, and I get the Dallas area yesterday, and it has to be right up about Robert being the executive director. But Stacy said that it was
a correction from the article they ran the week prior.
okay, and I didn't see that paper, so it was correction. Okay, so I was just totally confused. I mean, I was, and I just wanted to get my answers.
I think the new era jumped out there after our meeting and made the announcement. And it was a valid announcement for them to make, but they did not know the things that transpired after our meeting with Robert's board. Robert and I sat down and had a long discussion about the IBA and EDO and how we can work together and the best path forward. He and I think, are on the same page and 100% agreement of what we need to do and how we need to go about doing it. And his involvement is still on the table, but it has to happen after the IBA. We need to be able to hand him a document that says, this is the IBA, this is the status of the IBA, this is the future of the IBA, and we don't have that document. And that's what we're setting for to put forward now. And Robert's agreement, he needs that, because if not, he was going to have to go do that. And that would not be what we would want. We don't need the EDO having to go take that expense on, take that task on of figuring out where the IBA is and what the IBA should be. That's our job.
Well, that's what I thought we had decided.
That's what we
because even though it's ignorant on some of our parts, but well, it's ignorant on my part that I have approved financials and stuff, and maybe it's not right, but we're here to find out because it was on our watch, and that was my understanding. We were going to get this straightened out and then go from there, and
some of this will be discussed in our closed session of personnel, and then we can bring it up later afterwards.
And I understand, Robert, but sometimes I just want to talk. I want to talk to people sitting there.
Well, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. I don't fault you for that at all.
And I would like to add, since we're kind of having this, hey, let's regroup and get our act together. And Commissioner Pownell and I have talked about this. I think it's going to be very important for the Board of Commissioners, the IBA, the Airport Authority Board, Chamber of Commerce Executive Board, to get in this room with the public invited and lay out the discrepancies, eras, lay out the property that's owned, what part each of the individual boards have in movement of our common goals together, so that we're all educated and able to make individual decisions that collectively have an impact. So that's just down the road, but in order to clean up, to clean house, and for us to lock arms and work together, I need to make that happen. And I hope the Board of Commissioners will come around and with me and realize that public questions, clarification in so many areas needs to take place, so we're not on these disjointed boards that don't have a common goal.
Well, I can tell you that we want to work with the county close. We want to work with the EEO close. In the past, there have been things done that were not done so much in the open. They just were done. Some of them were for the good of the county. Some of them were not so much for the good of the county. There are a lot of things that IBA has done in the past for the county, on the county's behalf. They have borrowed money that the county has agreed to pay back because the county could not borrow that money legally. The IBA could. We have done things as favors for the county. The county has done things as favors for us. The IBA and the county has had a I'll scratch your back, you scratch mine mentality for many, many years. That has broken down over the past few years. I intend to get that back. The IBA, if you look at the bottom line, this is a $37 million company. I intend to run it like a $37 million company. And I don't think anybody's going to have a problem with that. So, that's it. Any further comments? If not, I would like to get a motion for executive session to discuss litigation, real estate, and personnel.
I make a motion to go into executive session.
Have a motion, we can second.
Oh, and I need to state, to discuss litigation, real estate, and personnel, sorry.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
We are adjourned. All right. I would like to call the session back in order. Only action taken in the executive session was to vote to approve the minutes. We've got any discussion today. I've got one thing I'd like to bring up while we're at it is been asked if we wanted to Pine Straw, the industrial park, the Dallas Industrial Park, at a cost of approximately $6.25 a bale for 200 bales. I recommend that we wait on doing that until we can do a walk through the industrial park to see what it needs, if there's anything other than what it has, and put that on hold. I think that would be prudent on our part before we spend that kind of money. So I'd ask for a motion on that.
Make a motion to hold off on relaying Pine Straw and the Dallas Industrial Park.
Get a second.
Go further study.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Carried. All right, anything else?
In regard to personnel and sharing of executive assistant with the Airport Authority, I'll make a motion that the IBA take on 1/3 of the salary and benefits of the contract executive assistant payable to the Chamber of Commerce.
I'll second that motion.
Motion and a second, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Anything else?
The credit cards.
Yes. Currently, we have a Home Depot credit card that was set up for the film studio, to buy materials that might be needed for there. We do not operate a film studio any longer, so I would request that credit card closed. I don't see that we need that. Also, we have a checking account for the film studio that we do no longer need. That's just one less thing that has to be audited. It has to be financially looked after. I would like to close that account. That account does hold the deposit for the film studio, as does the IBA account. I want to move the monies that make the entirety of that deposit to an escrowed account. It's at a bank to be determined, so that we have a clean slate. We do not have to have two separate accounting systems and two financial overheads to look at.
I'll make a motion that we close the Home Depot credit card, that we close the film studio separate checking account. And I don't know the wording for the last one.
Consolidate the film studio deposit money into an escrow account.
And thirdly, that we deposit the film studio money into an escrow account.
I have a motion
I'll second.
and a second. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Motion carried. Any other discussions? Ask for a motion that we be adjourned?
We need to do anything about the appraisal.
No.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion to second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. We are adjourned.